are back on one of the China Rising maps with some awesome gameplay and a little bit of a conglomerate video. I'm in the tank on the Dragon Pass map, and I tell you what, this is just another map that blows my mind. It is awesome. I love this map. It's a cool layout with the mountains in the middle, the water all around, and just a real Vietnam-like feel, even though we're playing in China. I'm also back here in the tank. I'm using the staff shell again. This is a little bit of a staff shell revisited video as well. We'll take a second look at this staff shell. I did an earlier video, and you'll see pop up right now the link to it. It's on the screen now. You see it? It's now. Click it. Why haven't you clicked it? Come on, click the link. Link it, click it. Okay, anyways. First of all, let's talk about this map. Dragon Pass, China Rising, Battlefield 4, although it feels like BC2, Battlefield Bad Company 2. I didn't play Battlefield Bad Company 2 all that much. I probably played about 20 hours total of that entire game. I bought it for probably $5 when they had it on sale once before I was really even playing Battlefield, and I played it 1 week. But I tell you what, this map feels like Bad Company 2. It's just kind of the layout of it. It's kind of flat. Just kind of how the terrain looks. It's a really, I don't know. When I got on this map, I felt like I was watching a Battlefield Bad Company 2 video. I've definitely watched more videos on BFBC2 than I've actually played it. But for those of you that were good at that game, I give you credit. So I definitely was not good at it, although I did not play it all that much. But we are in China here. We are not in Vietnam, although this does feel like Vietnam with all the marshes around, the rice paddies. But instead of fighting the Viet Cong, we are fighting the Chinese army here. And actually, I am playing as the Chinese army at the moment. And let's talk about this loadout I'm running here. Like I said, this is a staff shell revisited video. When I first came out with my staff shell review at first, the game had just come out. It was something I unlocked, and I was like, how do you even use this? I didn't know if it worked on infantry. I didn't know if it worked on vehicles. It was just confusing to me. So I decided to do kind of just a video to show you guys how to actually use it. Some of you guys were like, well, you kind of missed this, you missed this. Yeah, I definitely missed a lot of stuff in the video because I had hardly played the game at that point. I didn't have too much time with the staff shell. And I tell you what, the staff shell is not going to stay the way it is. This thing is going to get nerfed. There is no question about it. DICE is going to nerf the staff shell. Just like the canister shell in Battlefield 3 got nerfed, the staff shell will get nerfed as well. Let's just hope they don't nerf it as much as they nerfed the canister shell in Battlefield 3, but they definitely need to. This, first of all, there's kind of a glitch with it, and second of all, it's, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't call it overpowered. It works very well. You can definitely take enemies out at long range, but the problem with it is it reloads half as fast. And there's a glitch where if you fire your first shot of your main cannon and then you continue to wait that half reload to fire the staff shell, you can then immediately fire your main cannon again. So you don't have to wait for it to reload. It's like that little bunny down in there. Tanks just auto reloading this thing like a machine gun. And it also works backwards. If you fire the staff shell first and then wait the half reload to fire your main gun, and then you can auto fire the staff shell again. And that is where the problem is going to be. I think they're just going to probably, it depends how far they take it, honestly. They're probably just going to make sure you have to wait a complete reload cycle in order to fire the staff shell again. That's all I would nerf on it, quite honestly. I mean, it does do a decent amount of damage, but I mean, it does take a little bit of skill to do. But if you're waiting that full reload to fire it, I think that's going to be a disadvantage enough where you're going to give other vehicles a shot. I mean, if you get a jump on somebody from behind with this setup, they have no shot. I mean, there's absolutely no way to turn around and beat it. I've had guys come up behind me, and I've done it to people too, where you just go up behind someone, you fire those 3 shots off real quick like that, they're already down to like 10 health, and it's over. They can't even run away. By the time they get 3 feet from their tank, I've already got another shell loaded, and the explosion from their tank kills them. It's definitely something that's going to be buffed. In one of the next patches, I don't know, it may wait a while because of the problems they're having with the game, the crashing and everything. So I wouldn't doubt if it does wait a couple patches due to the fact that they have bigger problems than the staff shell on the tank. But you're definitely going to see this thing buffed in the near future. But until then, use the heck out of it. I mean, it is awesome. It makes the main battle tank into just a killer. And it's fun to use, especially if you're a good player, especially if you're sneaking around, and especially if you're vigilant and see your enemy before he sees you, which as a good player you should be able to do. You can definitely mess people up with this setup. And the main cannon I'm running on this is the high explosive, not the high explosive shell, excuse me, the AP shell, the anti-personnel shell. And the reason I'm doing this is because mainly muscle memory. I was running the high explosive shell, and it's terrible. First of all, it's terrible taking out infantry, and second of all, it travels so slow that I really was having a problem just figuring out how to just the drop on it to hit the enemy at certain distances. So I was losing a lot of tank battles because I just couldn't get the drop right. Whereas the anti-personnel shell is just, it's pretty much like the tank in Battlefield 3, has just about the same drop, and I'm actually hitting vehicles. And on top of that, I can take out infantry really well with the AP round. And that's super important with this because the staff shell does not take out infantry. You'll see later on in this video, I actually hit an infantryman smack on with the staff shell. Like, from about 50 meters away, I hit him. Hit marker and everything, he doesn't even die. So, you can't take any infantry out with the staff shell. Although, I did try something out. One of my subscribers has said, you have to try it to take out the staff shell to knock out buildings. And I tell you what, the staff shell really blows a building up like you won't believe. It takes 3 sides off of some of these little buildings you see in some of the maps here. And also I'm using reactive armor because the tank without the reactive armor is like taking a leg off of it. You have to run reactive armor if you're using a tank, because it just, unless you're superhuman, which no one is, you need that extra damage to either get away or just be on the same level. Because I'm sure you can run just the auto loader for a while and get those shells off quicker. Even quicker yet. It is pretty crazy when you run auto loader with this setup, how quickly you can dump shells downrange. But all it takes is that one time where you meet a tank, you just kind of surprise upon a tank, or somebody shoots you from behind, and boom, you're disabled and you're dead. And that's another reason I run reactive armor, is even if a guy hits me from behind, unless it's a 100% direct 90-degree angle on me, it doesn't disable me. And that goes to my next, I'm running fire extinguisher. So when you do get that crazy disable where you're just sitting there, like I talked about in my anti-air video earlier this week, you hit that fire extinguisher and get the heck out of there. Because you don't want to be sitting there and taking more damage, because well, you just don't want to die for that matter. But even with running the anti-personnel shell, you still need to get used to that. Unless you have a good gunner, or unless, well, I guess you have to be alone, you need to get used to the seat switch. You'll see me do it a lot in this video. And I've changed my bindings on my mouse, and I'm going to do a video on how I bind my keys. I've got some new bindings for Battlefield 4, how I've bound my keys to really just make like the seat switch easier, make like pulling the fire extinguisher easier. I'm going to do a little video on that coming up soon. But the seat switch is hugely important. If you're just rolling up, I've bound the 4 button on my mouse. I run the Razer Naga mouse. It's the Razer with the 12 buttons, crazy 12 buttons on the side. It's kind of something I've always run on, and I love the mouse, so I'm never going to get rid of it. Quite honestly, I own like 3 of them. But I bound one of my buttons where I just hit it, and I switch seats if there's no vehicles around, and I can use the 50 cal in the gunner seat to take out little birds. I can use it to take out infantry that's kind of a little bit further from me, and it just helps me out that way, because if there's not something to bounce the AP shell off of, sometimes it's hard to hit the guy directly on or get an angled shot where you get that splash damage enough to actually eliminate your target. But definitely this thing is way overpowered. The staff shell is definitely going to get buffed. But until, like I said, keep using it. It's fun. And as you can see in this gameplay, I think I end up going 48-4 with this thing. I entered this round kind of towards the beginning, and my team was down about 200 tickets, and me and this guy who happened to be a really good gunner and this engineer hopped in, and we just started pushing, just doing the slow push with the tank, moving up slowly, eliminating target by target, vehicle by vehicle, until eventually we're pushing them back to where now we're just on the verge of base raping, just kind of letting them have one flag so we can keep racking up the kills there. But they're definitely going to buff this thing, there's no question about it. And at least being a new series I'm going to run too. I already have one of the series in place where I did the Peshmerg gameplay last week. I'm going to start uploading some of these videos. Just, the series is going to be called Do As I Do. I'm going to start uploading some of my really good gameplay in vehicles, on foot, just so you guys can watch. I may commentate along, I probably won't commentate the entire videos, because I just don't think I need to, but just kind of pick my own mind and try to parlay what I'm thinking as I'm going along. Like, as I'm moving in the tank, what am I thinking here? Why did I just back up right there? Because I don't want to take that damage. I want to stay in the game here. It's a game of back up, forward. 1 inch forward, 2 inches back. 2 inches forward, 1 inch back. Just moving back, finding that battle line, and keeping moving. And that's the kind of thing I think I can do with a series like that, where I'm showing you guys just some of my good gameplay. I think it'll be fun to watch for some of you guys who are just starting. You can kind of watch and learn how I'm playing. Because quite honestly, when I started playing Battlefield and I sucked at it at first, that's how I got better. I watched good players. I went on YouTube and watched some of the good YouTubers play and just examined how they moved, how they reloaded, when they reloaded. Just, you gotta compartmentalize it and just examine it. And I think a series like that will really help you guys out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been really enjoying making these YouTube videos. I've been getting, at least I hope you guys think I've been getting a little better at it. At first, you know, it's hard hopping behind this microphone and speaking to people who you've never met, maybe never will meet when you've never done it before. I tell you what, speaking for several minutes at a time, you think, like, that's pretty easy, but you hop behind a microphone the first time and try it, it's scary. I remember I took a phonetics class in college, and we had to speak for 5 minutes, and it was like, 5 minutes, it's like, that's no big deal. 5 minutes is a long time to speak. But I hope I've been getting better, guys. if you have any suggestions, anything I can do better, always just hit that comment button and let me know. I'm open to suggestions. I know I'm not perfect. I make mistakes in these videos. If you guys find anything else better about anything I've done here, anything I've missed, just let me know. Like I said earlier, one of my subscribers said you gotta try this staff shell out for taking out buildings and like that. And yeah, it really works. I didn't know that. He did. I don't know everything, you know, but I try to parlay everything I know to you guys. And just if you guys have great ideas, let's help each other out. No one knows everything about this game. Even the level 100s. Or wait. Now they're level 110s. I just kind of think that's funny. Now you're not a level 100 player, you're level 110 in Battlefield, and they're all doing it in about 20 hours because that's all they do with their life. But it's funny. But yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button. I really do appreciate everyone who hits the like button, all the great comments, all the great suggestions you guys have come up with, and just ideas you've given me for videos. Like I said, I'm a small channel. I just hit 100 subscribers. If you guys make a comment, I respond. Because, you know, I started this channel to help you guys out in Battlefield, and that's how I want to keep it. As you can see right here, staff shell, direct hit, no death. Only in Battlefield. Until next time, guys, my name is Noodle, and remember, always use your noodle.